And we have a wonderful sponsor, the city of Marinette.
Nice.
So we want to give a great shout out to them. And my guest today is Mr. Corey Lambie.
Thank you, Melissa. Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Yes.
And he is the superintendent of Marinette Schools.
Yes.
Is the whole district.
The whole district. Yes. Yes.
And we're going to talk about some awesome stuff that you got going
Yes.
on. You guys always have good stuff.
We do, and I'm glad we get to come on once a month. So thank you for
Yes.
allowing us once a month to just come on and showcase some of the great things that are happening at all four buildings, as well as some of our community conversations that took place recently. Referendum work has started. We're well underway with that, and we've got our website up and running, so folks can go out and check that out. And if they have questions, can always reach out and certainly get more information.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, what is the community conversation?
Sure.
What's
So
that
we
about?
we started that last year, and we had about 70 community members that came in 2 times last year, and we just talked about, again, focus areas of success, and then areas where they feel we could grow as a district. And out of that came things like our before school and after school program that we're working in conjunction with the rec center and in conjunction with Right Way busing and transportation.
yeah.
So we allow students go to the rec center before the school day starts. They get bused to their school. After school at the end of the day, they go to the rec center and can be picked up. So it just gives our families an opportunity to have some, supervision of children until later in the day or
Yeah.
earlier in the day before school. That came out of the community conversations. It was like, hey, we need this level of support. We wish we could do more. We wish there was more opportunity, but right now it's a great starting point as we go
Yeah.
into year one. So last Wednesday night, we held our first community conversations of this school year, invited those people back that were able to make one or both of the meetings last year, and just have a little bit of a celebration.
Yeah.
We had sheet cake and some finger food, and we sat around and said, hey, thanks for getting us started last year.
Yeah.
Now, as we move forward, let's take a look at some of our ideas. And one part of that night, we took the whole crew of nearly 40 or 50 community members on tours of the middle school, just to show some of those areas that are of greatest concern as we look at the upcoming referendum. Really want to focus on that investment in our community, and we're just continuing to work to build those stronger schools for brighter futures for our students, for our staff, for our community. So last Wednesday, we took those folks around to see the different parts of the building, right? We're looking at addressing safety and security, the aging infrastructure, and most importantly, how are we updating our learning spaces?
Yeah.
They're part of that building. 1921 was the last time the flooring was touched in the tech ed area. So it's a beautiful hardwood floor.
Wow.
However, you're looking at over 100 years for that flooring.
Yeah.
Some of the equipment is a little bit updated, but certainly needs to be considered as we look at modern tech ed spaces.
Exactly.
So we just have a lot going on with the community conversations as we look to community members to continue to give us some direction and work with them and just kind of get some feedback. So that was last Wednesday. It was a great event.
Oh my gosh! Now, what did they think about the need for the middle school?
Sure. So we took them in all sorts of areas. We showed them classrooms. We showed them storage areas. We went into the tech ed area. One of the areas that we're looking at is just that entry area, and it's somewhat congested, if you will. There's not a real smooth flow to it. So I think it was very eye-opening, because when people hear, okay, you're going for referendum, what are the needs? When you can see it firsthand and see the classrooms with their either outdated furniture or just windows that are failing, doors that are starting to fall apart. And then there's the bigger picture things, right? Or is it as efficient as it used to be when we had the fluorescent lights put in, or is there a different way to go, LED, or whatever is making us more energy efficient as we move through the process? We wanted to show people that. We have information nights coming up starting in March. So we'll have 3 different information nights. We also want to be available at sporting events. If people want to show up a half hour early for a basketball game, we'd love to just take a walk with them and show them the different parts of the buildings, both the middle school and the high school, that we're looking at addressing.
I was just going to ask that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that you. How many of those sessions are you going to have?
So we'll have 3 information sessions starting in March, and those dates are posted on our website. We will do 2 at the high school, 1 at the middle school, and one of them at the high school is going to be a daytime
Oh, nice.
opportunity. So if folks
Nice.
can't make it for the nightly events, I think it's at 10:30 a.m. And again, I can get those for you. Those are all listed on our website. But yeah, just give people an opportunity. Those will be a little bit more focused on the referendum, right?
Right.
But if we have some dates that we're going to say, hey, the play is coming up, Cinderella, the weekend of February 21st, we want to have people present to hand out informational flyers if people want them. But again, if people want to show up a half hour early, let's just show you a couple parts
Yeah.
of the building that maybe you haven't seen to show you some of the needs that we're facing.
Cool. That
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank
That's
you.
really good because, the word out there is, well, why do they need to
Sure,
do this?
sure.
It's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, and I think that can be a common a feeling out there. But I certainly want those people to reach out and say, hey, let's talk about what some
Yeah.
of the needs are. Had an interesting conversation with a parent who goes to a variety of sporting events, and his point was, man, we go to these other schools in the conference, and a lot of their spaces are much more modern and updated. Their
Yeah.
concession area, their commons area, their cafeteria. Why don't our kids have that same opportunity? So that's all part of this. I mean, just really, it's time for us to look at it. It's an investment that will not be costly to the taxpayers. We're talking about 30 cents per $1,000 of property value. So what that means is if you own a $100,000 piece of property, it's a $30 impact from this investment. And that even with that tax levy increase of 30 cents, it still keeps us below where we've been for the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, the dollars are staying low on the tax impact, but also it's a great investment for
Oh my
our
gosh,
staff,
yes.
students, and community.
Well, who wants to go to school and have things that are falling apart and it's gloomy and it's,
Right.
you're just kind of meh. you know?
Yep.
You want to have that, wow, this is really cool. I like coming here.
Sure.
And, you feel happy and
Sense
joyful.
of belonging. Yes. Yep.
To go to school.
Right. One of the focus areas in our strategic plan, Melissa, is building that sense of belonging for all
Yeah.
students. And some of our administrators provided some data on how that was growing since the start of the school year. And there's research out there that shows the furniture that can be easily moved around, and we can work in individual pods or by ourselves. We can work in small groups. We can work in large groups. It just provides a greater sense of belonging that increases engagement, that increases my personal psychological safety. So yeah, there's a lot that goes to it. So yeah, we're just going to do our best to continue to keep the community informed as we move forward, and we hope they're willing to reach out and ask some questions. Come join us for an information session. Check out our website. There's lots of information out there. We put a video out on social media on our Facebook account last week. We're hoping to do that more often as we move in on
wonderful.
April 1st.
Are you, the video, is that kind of showing the state of things?
Yes.
I haven't looked
Yes.
at it,
Yep.
so I need
Yep.
to go check it out.
Yep, there's one video that we kind of that's the full informational session,
Okay.
and we didn't put that on social media because quite honestly it's 4 minutes long, and
Yeah, we don't need that.
that's like a movie these days on social
Exactly.
media. So that exists out on our website for
Okay.
people to check that out. But then our social media blasts are just about 60 to 90 seconds, just keeping people informed about what those needs are.
Okay.
Different folks coming in and putting their face on the
Awesome. Oh,
videos. So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump to the sale of Garfield property.
Yes,
What's
yes.
going on with that?
So today's Tuesday the 11th. We were hoping to have the purchase closed on Monday the 10th, and our realtor received a request from the purchaser's agent to move the closing date back. So there was an amendment that was forwarded to adjust that. So now we'll bring that to our board for further discussion and let them make a decision as to how we move forward at this time. So, as we've kept our board informed and hope to keep our community informed, the sale of property, it can be time consuming and long. So I appreciate the patience and the work that our school board has put into the process, and we'll just continue to move forward with that.
Do you know what the amendment is, or are you able
It's
to
the
say?
the amendment is just to change the closing date. So the
Okay.
original amendment wanted
The 10th.
Monday the 10th, and now looking for a little bit more
More
time.
time.
So
Okay.
hoping by the end of the month is what I believe is
Yeah.
stated in the amendment. So.
And then he still needs to go through zoning, though, too, doesn't he?
Well, he lifted the rezoning
Rezoning.
contingency. Yeah. So that has been lifted from his offer to purchase.
Okay.
So,
All right. Wow.
Yeah, lots going on.
Lots
Lots of
going
big stuff.
on.
Yes.
Yes. So what else have you been up to?
So our middle school is having a cabin fever event coming up on Friday the 21st for all families, and
Ooh.
I love the name because as the
Yes.
weather looks a little bit colder for the rest of the week here, how can we get our families out and enjoying the company of others? And it's connected again to that sense of belonging.
Yes.
So families are invited. That's the same weekend as our musical at the high school. So hey, make a Friday of it. Go to the cabin fever event at the rec center with our middle school families, and then head on over to see our play, which is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Oh
that
my
weekend of the
gosh.
21st. But yeah, just a lot of good things happening with that piece. Our high school just last Wednesday had 14 local organizations and employers come in and just talk through youth apprenticeship opportunities for our students as well.
Wonderful.
Yes. So as we look again at that sense of belonging, sense of community,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I want our students to graduate and stay here, not graduate and move
And
away.
leave. I
Yeah,
know.
there's so many great opportunities. Just from an employment standpoint, but also what a great area to live and raise your kids.
Exactly.
So really trying to foster that opportunity for our students to see the great working opportunities that they have right in their backyard.
Yeah, and good paying opportunities
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely. Some news that we're going to share with our board next Tuesday. We worked with Samuel Pressure Vessel, so they provided a donation yesterday to our welding class.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I was able to watch that get dropped off yesterday.
What
So
did they
again,
donate?
it was a welder.
Oh, a welder.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So it just again one of those ways that we get to see modern
Yes.
equipment in the local area. They see it as a way to bolster the community and
Absolutely.
get our students interested in a local workforce need. So yeah, so just when you talk about things that are happening, just good things. We're wrapping up. Can you believe it? We're almost wrapping up our winter sports
know.
season, and some
Oh
of
my
our
goodness.
high school students. I had to get some statistics.
Yes.
Two of our student athletes had collegiate signings. So Reagan is a golfer who's going to go play at UW La Crosse. We wish her the best. And then
my
Jackson is a
goodness.
wrestler going to Luther College in Iowa. Riley is one of our girls basketball players, scored her 1,000th point earlier this month,
Oh
which
my
is a huge accomplishment. I
goodness.
believe she's only the
Yes.
third female Marine to be in that illustrious club. So
Wow.
good for her.
Oh.
And then our female wrestlers, we got our girls wrestling team did very well at the Bayport tournament. They took third place overall out of 22 teams. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's exceptional.
it's exceptional, and it's great to see the interest in that
Yes.
sport grow. Our
Oh,
girls
yes.
wrestling program has been successful for years, and they continue to just get more numbers and more success. So just a group that we're very
Oh.
proud of.
My 7-year-old grandson wrestles.
Does he really?
He does.
Awesome.
I
Good
love
for
it.
him. And there you go. There's
so
that
great.
that sense of belonging, right?
Yep.
Find something that a kid wants to do, and they'll stay with it hopefully throughout his high school
Well,
career.
and the nice thing is my son-in-law coaches.
Oh,
So
really?
it,
Okay.
You have that
The
family
bonding.
unit,
Yeah, exactly.
and then my daughter's making them shirts, so it's all
It's all connected.
good. It's
Yes.
all connected.
Yes. Well, our music program too. Just when I know I talked a little bit about athletics,
yeah.
but we had two seniors that participated in the All-State Senior Band in the month of January, which is a
nice.
huge deal. So we wanted to recognize Natalie and Amber for that. And then our middle school musicians took place in the middle school honored band towards the end of the month of
yeah.
January, and they were in Ocano, I believe, is where they ended up with that. But just had an opportunity to work with Northern Michigan's conductor. So
Yeah.
just great things happening where we're just trying to get our students that sense of belonging. Some of the data that was included there, and I'm kind of a data geek, but I like
it's good to have those.
Yes, yep.
You
And
just never
our
know.
middle school is so we surveyed our students at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the
Okay.
year to see if that sense of belonging is increasing, and it is. The data is showing that they're feeling more a part of the school, and we want that to grow every day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah,
It's important.
it certainly is.
You have those core people, whether they're teachers or a janitor or a friend.
Right. Yep.
You know who your people are.
Who's your trusted adult, right? Trying to find that every day
Yep.
and just continue to build those relationships as we work together to
Exactly.
educate our students. So yeah,
Exactly. Awesome,
good stuff.
Corey.
All right, well, thank you, Melissa.
Yes, thanks for popping in. and
Absolutely.
all this great information. I love it.
All right, I will see you next month. Next month will be
Absolutely.
March, and I'll have a little bit more information
March
regarding the reference.
Madness.
March Madness is coming.
Oh, it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody out there in Facebook land and on the radio, tune